Yo, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hot like the windows, hot like the sun. Are we live? Hello, everybody, and welcome to Mark Goldbridge, That's Football, for Dortmund versus Schalke Watchalong. And I hope that you're all doing very, very well, because I don't know whether I'm live or not, because I've been pissing about as per usual. But we are back. I've got my black shirt on. I've got my Bundesliga black shirt on. I can't believe we're actually going to be watching football. I feel like we've been on lockdown for eternity. But we're back. We're absolutely back. And hello and welcome. And you are very welcome indeed. So, yes, I'm very pleased. And we'll get into the Borussia Dortmund team news in a minute. But being as we actually are live, let me just tweet out the link. Yeah, Dortmund against Schalke. No Sancho is the big news, and no Matundo either. People are saying, who's Matundo? Do you not know anything about the Bundesliga? I mean, hello? Are you just turning on just because you there's nothing else to watch? Where were you when the Bundesliga was on and the Premier League was on? Were you watching it at 2:30 on a Saturday afternoon? Were you, heck? You were down the pub with your mates, playing football, off to watch the Premier League, and now there's nothing left. You've come back here. Well, you're very welcome, because I'm part of that club as well. I am part of that club as well. So, yes, I am part of that club. So, smash a like, settle down, subscribe if you're new. Who am I supporting, says Tom Day. Well, look, you know what? I wonder if I can get this up on the screen for you, because this would be quite an interesting thing to do. Let me just see, because I've got a website. I've got the BBC website up here. So, there's your team news for you. We've got Berkey in goal for Dortmund with Piszczek, Hummels, Akanji's very good for Dortmund. I like Akanji. Hakimi's very good as well. Daoud, Delaney, Guerrero, Brandt, Julian Brandt, Haaland and Reina. Sancho is the number one sub there, as you can see. And as for Schalke, look, I don't know much about Schalke. I'm not going to pretend. Natastic, didn't he? Was he not a player we were looking at signing a few years ago for United? I'm seeing if anyone else just jumps out at me. Not really. And as you can see on the bench, you've got Sancho, Goetz, Torgan Hazard, and on the bench for Schalke, Matundo, number 14, who is a player that United were linked to this week. You can see the league table there on the right-hand side, and for me, I like Leverkusen. And I like Mönchengladbach because they're the underdogs. They've got Zakaria. I like Leverkusen. I do get why people are liking Dortmund. I do get why people like Dortmund, and I'm not taking that away, and I do like Dortmund. I do like Dortmund. But I've got to be honest with you. They're also a side that are they're a side that sing "You'll Never Walk Alone" when they come out. And I think I read this morning as well that they're actually twinned with Leeds. So I like Dortmund. I'm not taking that away from them. I do like Dortmund, but I am still doing a career mode later. Yes, I do like Dortmund, but I keep saying it. I do like Dortmund, but I do also have not a massive affiliation with them, if you know what I mean. I'd like them to win the league. I think we'd all like them to win the league. And we'll go back and have a look at that league table in a moment. And there's a lot of players that we know who play for Dortmund, of course. But I don't. Dortmund, of course. But I don't do fussed if somebody else does well, if I'm honest with you. So, yeah, that's how I feel about that. I'm back on my live comments now, which is great to see. Let me just mute that and get this up to the screen. Bloody hell. It's virtually near time. Virtually near time. I just wanted to run a check. You're getting me in virtually real time here. Looking great, Mark, says Abrav. Let's get in the live comments. If you've never done a watch along before, it feels like I've not done one. I'll be absolutely honest. It feels like I'm just so happy to be back. I forgot. I'm like a kid in a sweet shop. I haven't done a watch along in ages. I didn't even think this would happen, if I'm honest. I thought it would get knocked back because of infection rates in Germany, and I'm not dismissing that. I'm not dismissing that at all, but it's great to be happy. It's great to be happy, and it's great to be back, and football makes me happy. So, sorry for everybody who... Well, you know what? As well, I've got to say this. I've seen people today who've spent the last 3 weeks saying, football shouldn't be back, it's not safe to come back, and they're there with BT mugs going, yay, football's back, and I'm like, what? Because you've got a BT Sports mug or a shirt or something like that, and I'm like, for the last 2 months you've been telling us we shouldn't play because it's not safe, and then suddenly, let's do it. But I did say that was going to happen. I think it's very easy when it's not happening to say, I don't want it back, it's not safe, and that is a valid point. But as soon as it comes back, if you are in love with football, like many of us are, we are feeling happy today in a time when it's been very uncertain. Look, whether this football, I'm not going to get political today, but whether football can come back and stay back, who knows? But we've got something back today. We have got something back today. Right, my score predictions today. I'm going to say that I think that Dortmund will win 2-0. I think Erling Haaland will score, if you fancy that. I mean, forget betting or anything like that. I'm not giving you any tips on anything like that. Not even considered that. I'm just happy that we've got some football back. As RML says, he's so excited to see it back. And Haaland will score a hat-trick, says Deepak. Sancho's on the bench. Yeah, this came out this morning from David Ornstein. I was talking about it on the United Stand. He said that he would be on the bench today. Not David Ornstein. That would be ridiculous. Jadon Sancho would be on the bench today because he's got a calf strain. Nick P, thanks for the super chats. We've had a couple of super chats in already. Thank you very, very much. Please share the video if you're watching. There's a share button underneath. And subscribe if you're new. As you can see, top right hand corner, we're getting close and closer to 150,000. Looks like Sancho Watch backfired on a few YouTubers. This is the only channel to be in a watch-along, says Nick P. Yeah, well, amateurs, I would call people who start doing certain player watches when you don't know. I mean, we used to do Zlatan Watch on the United Stand, to be fair, but it was based on the fact that he was actually playing. Don't say you're doing it all week and then he doesn't get picked. But you know what? We've all made mistakes. That's by the by. I'm sure Jadon Sancho will get on the pitch at some point, Nick. And, but ultimately, that's not the focus of the game. The focus of the game is to watch the match and interact. Mark, imagine if Newcastle offer 150 for Sancho and offer him 300 grand a week and he gets to play for Poch. Why would he turn that down? Money always talks. Same Yassi. Nice to see you back talking out your arse again in the nicest possible way. Nearly 300 million views on the United Stand. Well done, Goldie, says Sam Mosley. I didn't even know that, but thanks for letting us know about that. Thanks for everyone who watched the 4-4 Tunes collaboration yesterday as well. That was a bucket list thing for me, ticked off. Really, really pleased with that. Give us a wave, says JPTC. I hope you're all happy. I hope you're all doing well. And I hope that for the next couple of hours we can just have a little bit of an entertaining thing like we used to do. If you're not aware of this channel, a lot of people know that on this channel I'm doing daily FIFA streams. I like doing that. But actually, this channel was set up a couple of years ago for the World Cup, just to do watch-alongs, because we've done the United Stand watch-alongs for Man United games for many years, but I watch other football, and that's what this channel's about. Mark Goldbridge, That's Football. So we started it for World Cup watch-alongs. Then I used to do some Champions League and a Premier League game a week. And this is what we do. This is nothing new to this channel. We do watch-alongs, and so it's nice to have something back. I think it's the first Bundesliga watch-along we've ever done. I must admit, I think it is the first. I know we've done La Liga in the past. I'm excited to watch Rayner on the left wing. Heard a lot of good things about him, says Josh Bowater. There's another one to watch out for. And John Ashbridge says, Mark, we should not sign Sancho with his injury problems. Why not get a more realistic target like Mark Albrighton? Banter. Just on what Zane was saying there. I mean, look, I think there is a relevance to Jadon Sancho today. He's on the bench. I don't think this is a bad thing. I was saying this morning and last night on the United Stand. I'm a big know-it-all. No, that's not what I'm saying. What I am saying is, what I said on the United Stand is that, I don't want to use the McDonald's analogy again, but what I said is, everybody's hungry for football. Forget the fans. Football clubs are hungry for football. Barcelona, Real Madrid, PSG, Manchester United, Chelsea. Everybody's hungry for football. Liverpool, everyone. We all want football. In the safest circumstances, but we want football. Today, the only top tier match today, and for any time in the future, is Bundesliga football, right? So, Barcelona Presidente, Real Madrid Presidente, French Presidente, whatever they speak in French. French, probably. They'll all be watching this game this afternoon like we are. And if Jadon Sancho puts in an amazing performance, suddenly the ears prick up and they go, oh, we're hungry for that. So part of me's like, is it a bad thing if Sancho doesn't play that well for Dortmund and doesn't get picked for Dortmund? From a Manchester United point of view, we're going to buy him if he has a crap next 2 months or not. So swings and roundabouts, there's always a positive. Feels surreal that football is actually back. What a great day, looking like a happy chappy, Mark says Existence. It does feel very surreal because, I'm always live playing FIFA, as you know. And I think a lot of people who moan about sport coming back now only do it to be argumentative. If you were saying football should not come back, those same people would argue just to do it, says Southport loves sports. Well, I've got no problem with anybody who doesn't want football back because they don't think it's safe, whether it's Troy Deeney or anybody else. I think that I respect their opinions, even though I don't agree with it, because I think that time is the healer here. The infection rate in 6 weeks in the UK will hopefully have dropped so much that we can be doing what Germany are doing now. But to say we want it back now is ridiculous. But I think people's opinions will hopefully change with time. Love how you talk like as buying him is guaranteed. It's not, says Ben Holland. I didn't say it was guaranteed. I didn't say Manchester United signing Jadon Sancho was guaranteed at all. I haven't said that. So what I have said is that for me, I think the best thing is that we are in this situation whereby we don't want loads of competition for it. But let's bring it back. Bring it back. Sing it back. Bring it back. Bring it back again. I'm still on the website. So here we go. As you can see, we've got the Bundesliga table here. For those who aren't aware about what's going on, Bayern Munich are currently top with 55 points and would be considered firm favourites. I think they've won the Bundesliga for the last 192 years. So it's a big, big ask for anyone to break that dominance that's nearly been running for 2 centuries. I'm joking, but they have won it a lot. So Bayern Munich are top with 55. Dortmund are second with 51. Leipzig are in third with 50 points. They're playing this afternoon. Mönchengladbach on 49 and Leverkusen are on 47. I think Mönchengladbach are playing tomorrow and Leverkusen are playing on Monday night against Werder Bremen. So Dortmund and Munich do play each other in 3 game weeks' time. Not next week, but I think it's midweek. I think it's a week on Wednesday they play. So that gap is attainable if Dortmund can beat Bayern Munich and just keep winning. I still think there is a 70% chance, maybe even 75% chance that Bayern Munich will win this Bundesliga. But if Dortmund can win games, it's going to be very interesting. Leipzig actually have the easier running out of everybody. I think Munich have got to play Leverkusen and I think they've got to play Mönchengladbach and certainly Dortmund. So it's quite tight. I'm not going to pretend to kid you off with the bottom because ultimately it's looking like the 3 at the bottom are going to go down anyway. But at the top, it is very interesting. And Bayern Munich obviously are going to be the firm favourites for that at the moment. Let me just give you some... We'll keep you up to date with the scores going on throughout the afternoon as well. Fixtures this afternoon. Borussia Mönchengladbach are actually playing at 5:30 against Frankfurt. And Leipzig are playing at 2:30 against Freiburg, who are a mid-table team in the Bundesliga. We've got Augsburg against Wolfsburg. We've got Dusseldorf against Paderborn. Hoffenheim against Hertha Berlin. But Mönchengladbach are a team that I quite like. I've got to be honest with you. I do quite like Mönchengladbach. I do quite like Mönchengladbach. I told them to only blow the bloody doors off, but I do like Mönchengladbach. I think they do a good job. And enough of that. Anyway. Mark, did you know Borussia Mönchengladbach are having cardboard cutouts of the fans in the ground, says Joel Morris, who may not be German. Kelt Helsland says, hi Mark, do you know if many Man United players are in the UK or many of them back home? Are you excited as me to see Hakimi today? Do you think Ollie is looking at him, can play right wing and back up for Wan-Bissaka? We're not looking at him, but he's a good player. Welcome to the channel as a member, Sol. You can do that by clicking the join button. Thank you very much. Gary Range says, I have to hear you, but Finnish pre-studio is great. So listening English and Finnish at the same time, but football is back. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for everyone who's doing the super chats. Really appreciate that. But let's have a look at what everyone else is saying. Hakimi is on loan from Real Madrid, says Jester's Vengeance. There you go. And Mark, are you doing a career mode later? Yes, I am. Aaron O'Neill. Second episode, second leg against Man City at 6:30 tonight. The Champions League dream could be over. 1-1 from the first leg at Old Trafford. I have got no Bruno as well, because he got sent off. That was a bit of the bits at the bottom. That was actually a very nice blueberry banana and water. Well, water's got to go in it. Smoothie, very nice. I'm going 2-1 to Dortmund. With no crowd, there's no pressure. Dortmund to batter Schalke, says Draughty Devil. Draughty, could you... Sorry. We're sort of working together while I'm live. I'm liking this. Could you please retweet or tweet out the link off the United stand? Because I forgot. I've done it on Insta. I've done it on on my Twitter, but I've forgotten to do it on here. This is a very good point. How do you think the fan structure of this scenario is going to work? How do you think the football is going to work with no fans? And this isn't... I mean, look, we're not just watching a football game today. We are just watching a football game. It's a game of football. But we're also watching a change in dynamics. You know, we hear this cliche all the time. And it's not a cliche, it's true. Unprecedented times. The world we come out of after lockdown will be different to the world we went in before. Well, that's a natural progression of time. You know, it's now May. It was March. But it's also absolutely correct. There is a progression into a new world with no football fans, where players have been not playing football for 2 months as well. What's their sharpness levels going to be? What's their adaptability to competitive football going to be? Remember, none of these... You think about... I've said this before. When you have a situation whereby players have not played competitive football for 2 months, they've never had that in their lives, probably. You think about every single season, these players will never have 2 months off. They'll never. You finish a season in mid to end of May. If you're an international, you'll play some sort of international football till the start of June. Then you'll be back training at the start of July. Some of them will have tournaments in June and have literally 2 weeks off. We've given them 2 months off. But when they normally come back in July, they'll have 5, 6, 7, 8 pre-season friendlies. These players are taking 2 months off, been asked to do working from home routines or social distancing routines, and are now going straight into a competitive game of football with no pre-season games or anything. This is probably understated. So this is a big, big thing for us to keep our eyes on today. Also, no fans in the ground. I mean, look, I watched United play with no fans in the ground and against Last Links, and you sort of forget that after 10 minutes. You'll all be there in the live comments talking about it, but after about 10 minutes you will forget. Hi Mark, do you think United are looking for 2 wingers to have 2 players for each front 3 position, e.g. Rashford, James, Martial, Greenwood and Sancho? Says Habib Bucks. I don't know. I think United are looking at Sancho as a wing option. Mark, when Spurs play, they can fill the stadium out with cardboard cutouts of the Teletubbies as Spurs fans, says Saint Biassi. He's in a weird mood today. Sancho's on the bench, yes. Liam Don says Sancho on the bench, Sky Sports. Yeah, Sancho on the bench half an hour ago, this channel. You know, it's been known for about an hour, mate, because that's how long it came out. I really liked the 442 videos. 442's video I did, Masterman, thank you. And I hope you lot did as well. And Mark, the commentators are going to be the unsung heroes to games without fans, says Twist of Faith 101. I don't know. Kickoff is in 13 minutes. We have got a timer for you to sink in. I really appreciate that today, and probably all Bundesliga games, people are going to be all over the place. You're all over the place. Where are you watching from, actually? I like to do that. This is a staple of the watch-alongs. Get in the live comments. Type what country you're watching in. Always interested. 5 subs are allowed. High five to Josh Healy. Thanks for letting us know that. 5 subs are allowed in this. So thank you for letting us know that. But yeah, I mean, I think that, yeah, we will do a timer because people are going to be all over the place. Some people are going to be 5 minutes behind. Some people are going to be 5 minutes ahead. So I'll do a timer. If you want to sync in with me, you can do. But yeah, I'm excited. I'm looking forward to it. And remember, we do have YouTube delay as well that goes around. So sometimes YouTube can be real time. Sometimes YouTube can be 30 seconds. Sometimes it can be a minute. It can be all over the place. So yeah, get involved with that. Any news about the Premier League? I've not heard anything about the Premier League. We've got people watching from Lisbon, Indonesia, London town, Nottingham, Galway in Ireland. I knew that. New Zealand, Hawaii, Sweden, Norway, Grimsby, India, USA, St. Lucia for Chile, Coventry for Dale. From one extreme to another. Nothing against Coventry, by the way. South Africa, says Luca. Baltazar's in Lisbon, like the name. Somebody's watching from Portsmouth as if it's a bad thing. Nothing wrong with that. Someone's got to live there. And Scotland, says Mark Goldbridge as an assistant manager. Nepal. Someone says, I'm loving this. Football and beers. I can't have any beer. I've got a right hangover today. I only had 4 bloody cans yesterday I had. I've got a bloody hangover. I don't know why. It's just funny like that. Sometimes it's like that, isn't it? It just works like that sometimes. We've got nearly 1,000 likes on the video, which is absolutely fantastic. Please smash a like on the video. And we've got nearly 5,000 people watching and it's not even kicked off. So that's great. So make sure you subscribe if you're new. Bottom right-hand corner for that. We'll be doing these sort of watch-alongs on here, of course. And also, what was I going to say? Hey, don't do that to me. I just want to check how many subscribers we've got because we're getting close to 150,000. I just want to see if we've got a target that we can go for today. So we're on 147,700. So if we get 300 subscribers today, we'll go up to 148,000. So please subscribe if you're new, bottom right-hand corner. And if you have subscribed, there's a share button down there as well. So please share it on Twitter and Facebook. And thank you very much for tuning in. Will you be doing a Bayern watch-along tomorrow, says Bugus. I don't know. Let me have a look at the fixtures. So I don't know whether... I might do another Bundesliga game. But I don't know whether to do... So Bayern Munich are playing Union Berlin tomorrow at 5 o'clock. And on Monday, it's Werder Bremen against Bayer Leverkusen. Both games are away. And next Saturday afternoon at 2:30, it's Mönchengladbach against Bayer Leverkusen. That's the pick of the games. Dortmund are away to Wolfsburg. Bayern Munich are playing Eintracht Frankfurt at 5:30. But that's next week. And I think... Get in the live comments. Are we doing this Bundesliga properly, or are we just doing it in case Sancho scores a goal? Because I'll go with the majority. That's how it works. But I think personally, depending on how the results go this week, if this is proper Bundesliga watch-alongs, the pick of the games next week is Mönchengladbach against Bayer Leverkusen because it's 4th against 5th. But I might do another watch-along. I might do Werder Bremen on Monday night, or Werder Bremen Leverkusen on Monday night, or Berlin against Bayern. Union Berlin. Where are they? Werder Bremen are at the bottom. I know that. Union Berlin are mid-table. It might be worth it. We'll see. 8 minutes to kick off. Do it properly, says MCFC. Yeah, well, we'll see what the results are of the weekend. Of course, Mönchengladbach and Leverkusen have got to win first. What's your score predictions then? Ryan Newman's gone with 4-3 to Dortmund. Richarlison's overrated, says Giles. I think he felt like he had to get that off his chest. How quickly do you think it will take for players to get to match sharpness, says Ewan Hacking? Look, if Premier League football is going to come back, I think we're going to get a glimpse today about fitness levels. What channel is it showing on TV, says Joshua. In the UK, it's on BT Sports. If you haven't got BT Sports, you can get monthly passes for I think it's like 25 quid for the month. So, and that allows you to watch it on your tablets and things like that. So, yeah. Roberto says 2-1 to Schalke. Armani says that it'll be 3-3. Adam Ward 2-0. Red Lords 3-2. It'd be nice to get a good few goals, wasn't it? I mean, just going back to what was being said there about the fitness levels, will the fitness levels mean less goals or more goals? If people are not as sharp, does that mean people are defending better or worse? So I think that's going to be interesting in itself, without a question. We've got 7 minutes to kick off. I hope you're all doing very well, as I said. And we have got... I just got to do a little bit of plug-in here. Oh, that's what she said. No, that's not what I'm saying. What I was going to say is this, that... we have got a quiz tonight on the United Stand, Saturday night pub quiz, that's on the United Stand. And I will be doing my normal FIFA stream at 6:30. Saturday night FIFA. I feel I have to do this. Saturday night FIFA, Yeah. Will you be doing the Frankfurt game later on, says Chris Taylor? No, I'm not going to go mad. I'm not going to go mad with it. I'll put my foot in the water. We'll definitely do one a week, and then we'll take it from there. So yeah. Upper Meccano not in the squad for RB Leipzig, says the boss. That's interesting. Is he injured? Is he injured? Take your time, think a lot, think of everything you've got, 'cause you will still be here tomorrow, but your dreams may not. So, 5 minutes to go. Sorry, I've just got a bit of housekeeping to do here. Done. He got 2 yellow cards, says Eshan. That's why Upamecano can't play. Schalke play a 3-4-3, says Jester's Vengeance. And do Monday's game, says C. Dunker. I like Leverkusen. I mean, I've got to be honest. I like Leverkusen. Who does everybody support? This is something I should have done a few minutes ago. Who's everybody supporting in the Bundesliga? Can I just say this as well? If you're a United fan supporting Dortmund, Liverpool fans support Dortmund because they sing "You'll Never Walk Alone." And also, Dortmund, I believe, is twinned with Leeds. So I like Dortmund because Sancho plays there, and I've always liked Dortmund, and would rather Dortmund win the league than Bayern Munich. So I do want Dortmund to do well. I'm not really following a club. I would love Mönchengladbach. I've got a bit like Ollie there. I'm not really following a club, but I love Mönchengladbach. No, I'm not do Ollie. I'd like Mönchengladbach to do really well because they're an underdog. And Leverkusen look really good this year as well. They're in the Europa League and they look really good. Mark, give the Schalke USA Twitter page a follow. Really interactive and very funny, says Josh Bowwater. Quite a few people saying they like Leverkusen. A few Dortmunds, as you would expect. You know what? I think I'm going to do a Leverkusen watch-along on Monday night. Sod it. Who's in for a Leverkusen watch-along on Monday night? Let's do it. Let me introduce you to what Leverkusen are all about. They're a good side. I do like RB Leipzig. I was very impressed with them against Spurs, but they are. I don't know enough about Leipzig. I think liking Leipzig is a little bit unfashionable because apparently they're just a little bit like Man City because they've got backing. Some United fans don't like Leverkusen because they knocked us out, of course. But we've got nearly 6,000 people watching. This is absolutely fantastic. I mean, to be fair, I normally do get about 6,000 people watching the FIFA stream, so it's nothing new. But no, I'm only joking. Thanks everyone for tuning in. Make sure you make sure you subscribe if you're new, bottom right hand corner, and please share the video. So we're getting close and closer to kickoff. The players are out on the pitch. They're having their little bit of training, as you can see, and it's interesting to see. There are people there. Obviously, oh my god, what a stupid twat! Like. There's people there. Of course there's people there, but I'm looking around the edge of the pitch. There's people there. I don't know. Does anybody in the live comments know what the testing procedure has been? Because I know that Bayern Munich went into, and they've got face masks on Schalke. I know that Bayern Munich went into a hotel on Monday, and they're not playing till tomorrow. But I don't know whether they stay in the hotel after the games or whether they go back to family after the game. I mean, to me, the most obvious way of getting football done is that you get... I need to get my timer ready. The most obvious way to get it all done is to... Julian Brandt's a good player. The most obvious way to get it done is to send them into like a training camp for 6 weeks, like the World Cup. And if you do that, then you can test them. They're not interacting with family and friends, so the chances of them getting the virus are reduced massively. But I don't know whether that's what they're doing or not. We're getting very close to kickoff here. The players are pretty much about ready. I just need to make sure I've got my timer ready. Let's see if it works. What? I don't want to do that. Why has it done that? Never done that before. It's never done that before. I don't like that minutes and second thing. I think we're just gonna have to put up with that. Big apologies from me. I had run a test and it didn't do that before, but at least we're going to have a timer. Does he put up the game? No, it's copyright if you do that, I'm afraid. So the Bundesliga is about to kick off. It nearly is kick off. And 30 seconds to kick off, in fact. And they are not... there's no fans in the ground, as we know. Reina been injured in the warm-up, apparently. He's not. He's in the team, you cheeky gets. He's number 32, Reina. Akanji I like of Dortmund. Centre-back, number 16. Obviously everyone knows Thomas Mats Hummels. Julian Brandt, number 19. Dawood is a good player at number 8. Erling Haaland, number 17. So, yeah, we're all ready to go. I don't think they're doing any flavours. And it's live. And we are live and we've kicked off. Fantastic. There we go. Timer should come on now. I don't like that little thing there, but I don't know what I can do. Let me just, let me make this bigger. There we go. It has, you know what? I'm going to have to mess about with the timer again. It hasn't actually started. I thought they were just about to kick off, and then I've just seen the referee about 20 seconds ago coming out with the bloody thing. Here comes the ref. He's got the ball. They can't play with masks on. They'll faint. I'll go through the lineup in a minute. Referee's just about to kick this game off. A little bit late. I don't know why. And we're off. There we go. We are off now. Thanks very much for that. Right, if you want to sink in, there's the timer. Some of you will be ahead, some of you will be behind. It's just the way it works, especially when it's a Bundesliga game. But we are up and running. I can't show you the game because of copyright reasons. Hazard in and Reina is injured, says Kjeld Husland. So that is a late change. So Hazard has come in for Reina, which is a bit disappointing. And Mark, apparently Schalke haven't scored in the last 5 away games, says Tony Bain. Yeah, but Dortmund haven't scored a goal for 2 months. There's loads more of that. There's loads more where that came from. There's loads more. Erling Haaland's going through a goal drought. He hasn't scored since mid-March. No more. Okay, so let's see how this game goes to start off with. It takes me very little time to adjust to the fact that Sancho's injured opening guy and stuff. He's got a bit of a calf strain, which is always a good idea, not to have a calf strain. But it's always a good idea to not... if he's got a calf strain, you don't want it to get any worse, do you? Please share the video if you're watching and subscribe if you're new. We're trying to get up to 148,000 subscribers today. And I can't show you the game matter, so that's not how it works on YouTube. We don't have the rights to do that. BT Sports do. Haaland is playing Oscar the Gamer. So expect to see a lot of possession from Dortmund, but... I very quickly totally don't notice the fans. And you know why I don't notice the fans? Because when I do United Stand watch-alongs, I don't have the sound on because it annoys me having a headpiece in. So I don't actually have the stadium noise, because if I did, you'd all hear it and you'd all hear the commentary, which I can't. That can't happen. So I'm very used to watching football when I'm doing watch-alongs without the audio. So the crowd noise I can live with out, and the visuals, well... my eyes are very rarely wandering off to the empty stadium anyway. So it doesn't bother me. It doesn't bother me that much. And I don't think it will bother you unless you think about it a lot. So I'll shut up about it, because if you focus on the football, you'll soon become used to it. Who are you supporting in the Bundesliga, says Phil Jones? Well, I like Mönchengladbach and I like Leverkusen this season, but I would love Bayern Munich not to win the league because they always win it. So Dortmund are second. So I do want them to do well. Dano Jr. says it looks so foolish. Players sitting with masks 6 feet apart in the stands. The sitting apart is just for the cameras. They're tackling each other, says Dano Jr. Yeah, it's absolutely hypocritically stupid. You're right. If the players are sat there on the bench, social distancing, but on the pitch, they're playing football. It's ridiculous, isn't it? It is ridiculous. Bad ball there. Dortmund pick it up. Actually, I'm going to make that bigger. Why have I not got that bigger? You bloody idiot. I've got it on my bloody laptop screen like that because I pull a plug in from the TV and I've got it like that and I could just have it massive. Erect it. Is Matunda playing, says Manchester Man United? No, he's on the bench for Schalke. I mean, this is the thing about him being linked to Manchester United. He's not even a starter for Schalke. But, oh, come on. I've not done this enough. Football's back. Just loving watching football. Absolutely. Oh, Schalke nearly in there. And he will get a shot off. He's into the box. Good tackle there. And he's won a foul as well. Saham's right. It's great to have football back. It is absolutely brilliant. South Africa's not showing the game, says King Ninja. There's always a way. If you've got the internet, there's always a way. That was a genuine cough. I'm not about to tell him how to do it. Very slow game, says Gavin. It is a little bit slow. And I think this is the most interesting thing. We were talking about it before the game. These players will not have had a gap like this in their careers. 2 months without playing competitive football. And also, that when they normally have a gap of a month, they come back and they play pre-season games. So you're asking them to come back and play competitive football without any pre-season football. It's very difficult for them. Haaland! Oh, keeper's got it. It's spelled through, but it's not gone. Mark Jones says the timer's wrong. Can somebody explain to Mark Jones how he cannot say that? How can you say that? You're not even here. You might be ahead, you might be behind, but it's not wrong. Mark in black, what if Sancho gets serious injured after this match? Do we still prioritise his signing for 90 million, says Vartana. Oh, and welcome back to the watch-along, Mark, everyone, says Dano Jr. Mark, let me know what the problem is with the timer. What's the problem with the timer, Ellis Lynch? We are 5 minutes and 10 seconds in. What are you at? That's why I put the timer on there, because some people will be behind, some people will be ahead. Just sink in. Somebody's timer's at 41 minutes. Mark, next season when Tierney returns, he'll blow Luke Shaw out the water. He's our Celtic Roberto Carlos. Oh God, shut up. Okay, this is terrible. It's meant to be a derby and it's basically a training game. No atmosphere, just seems pointless. These games ain't going to be enjoyable, says Sean Turner. Look, Sean, you make a really good point. At the end of the day, it's do you want football back or don't you want football back? On a serious note, the lockdown has destroyed us. It has. And, you know, we either just don't play football till fans come back, and that might be 2 years, a year, 18 months, 6 months, 3 months, who knows. Or you try and get this back. And I'd rather have this. I'm happy to have this. This is fine by me. I'm not fussed. You can have 5 subs, Ashwath, yes. What's happened so far? Well, it's been quite an equal game. I mean, look, I think you're going to have to expect and put up with the fact that these teams are going to be very rusty. You can't, derby or not, you can't switch on competitive football. Well, you can't switch it off for 2 months and then switch it on and say, do a little bit of training and you're back. You know, they're going to be rusty. It's like anything, isn't it? You're going to be a little bit rusty. Are players scared to tackle, says William Harrison? No, I don't think so. I think as a footballer, it's a bit like having an injury, isn't it? You know, most footballers will just crack on with it because it's second nature to do that. Sancho's on the bench. He's got a bit of a calf strain. The game's not on Sky, Aaron Cook. It's on BT Sports. If you want to sink in with me, that timer is there for you to sink in, because some of you are going to be a minute behind. Some of you might even be ahead. Some of you will be on the same as me. Just sink in with that time if you want to get it second for second and get the maximum out of it. FIFA tonight will be at 6:30, Jake Lewis. Second leg against Man City. in that Champions League quarter-final. 1-1 from the first leg, so they've got the away goal. Good goal by Van der Beek as well. Redmond says the German league is the most overrated ever. Well, it's all we've got at the moment. If no fans at least get great commentators, it's lame, says Dano Jr. And loving having football back with the watch-along, says Jack Brown. Well, he's just giving you the answer there. Turn your commentators off and just listen to me if you want. I think I'll tell you what I would say. I think we will get goals. I think we will get some goals in this game because there is a what's the point? The defence seems a little bit. Everyone seems a little bit slow. So to me, I think that there'll be more goals in the games because of that. I don't do Celtic or Rangers, James Cameron. Oh, the Hertha Berlin, says Connor. That reminds me, actually, I do need to sort of keep an up to date on all the other games as well. If anybody is watching any of the other games, feel free to get in the live comments and say Timo Werner looks sharp. You know, more than happy to see some of that. More than happy to see some of that. I'm just going to use oh no, they're not sponsoring us today, so I'm not going to tell you what app I'm using, but you could have had a sponsorship there. I could have said I'm using the such and such app. Download it in the video description, but they haven't, so I'm not going to. So, currently, what the hell is going on here? I don't think I'll use that again. It's a bit odd. It's just all about the Premier League. I don't know what's going on there. We won't use that then. I'd say Dortmund are getting the head of the game at the moment, but Schalke are certainly in it. It's quite a bit of a slow start, to be honest with you. A few mistakes. No one's really getting hold of the game much. But already I've forgotten that there's no fans here. We've got no goals in any of the other games at the moment, according to my app. But Leipzig are playing Freiburg, who are currently a mid-table club as well. I mean, look, it's going to be interesting, isn't it? The domination and the momentum. And if you take it back to United were in really good form, weren't they, before we're still in a lockdown. Will that momentum come back? It's hard, isn't it? What if they put cardboard fans on all the seats and use the stadium speakers to mimic the noise of the fans? Could it give a realistic feel for everyone, says Sebastian Duque? I don't think players are stupid. I think if you put paper cutouts and generated noise, they know it's paper cutouts and generated noise. Having played in front of crowds, and I'm talking up to 20 people here, and I'm joking. I have played in front of a couple of hundred people before, many a time. And the thing that gets you going on that, the adrenaline of that, is that when people are really cheering you, it gets you going. And when people are getting on your back, it gets you going because you take it to heart, subliminally, subconsciously, whatever. Paper cutouts and generated stadium noise isn't going to cut it for players. If fans want it, maybe it's an idea. To me, I'm absolutely happy with this. I'm already focused on the football. Ads says, I think football being back is a good mental boost and a positive in a world that is looking quite sad at this moment. So I'm happy football is back. Good. Gillang says he's enjoying it. There's some open playing football. Dortmund are starting to get ahead of this game at the moment. One player that you would take from Bayern, says Suzigazi. Name me some good players. I mean, Alphonso Davies would be nice. He would. I mean, Lewandowski, I still think he would be a nice player to take as well. Hi, Mark. Do you think we will have fans in stadiums before 2021? Hope you're well, says Jordan Such. Hope you're well as well, Jordan. Haven't seen you in a bit. And Dortmund, sorry, I didn't tell you about that chance. Dortmund had a cross across the face of goal. Cleared. Dortmund are starting to go through the gears a little bit here. A slow first 10. And they are starting to get a little bit of control of the game. There was a chance about 30 seconds ago where they were in down the right hand side, cross came across, good bit of defending. Wolves fans supporting Wolfsburg, up the Wolves, says Jack Wiggins. At least there's some logic to that, yes. I can't wait to see Ronaldo's first game when Serie A is back. Will be like an out-of-service steam train back on the tracks after several decades, says Nick P. Are Serie A still looking to come back on June the 30th? I mean, it'd be nice, won't it, if we get Serie A back before the Premier League and then we can choose to do Serie A or Bundesliga watch-alongs. But for the next few weeks, it's all Bundesliga. Yeah, they've just shown that back again. I think it's Hakimi down the right-hand side, isn't it? And the cross comes in. And the way he defends that, because he's literally, the ball's coming across like that and he sort of uses his studs to flick it away that way. Really good defensive play from Schalke there. Could have been 1-0. What do you think about Haaland's pink boots, says Eric? Well, he can actually wear them, can't he? Because he's a player that I can't really call him a prat in his pink boots. I like Haaland though. I do like Haaland, and I genuinely thought he was coming to Manchester United. I think Ollie thought he was coming to United, and he would have made a massive difference. But the thing I would say about Haaland is he would have been a great player at United, and maybe one day he will come. I don't think he will, but maybe he will. But if we'd bought Haaland, we wouldn't have bought Bruno, and I'd take Bruno over Haaland every day of the week. What do you have for your lunch, says Jake Kerr. What did I have for my lunch today? I'm quite hungover, so I haven't had any lunch. I've had a bag of crisps, cheese and onion, and a smoothie just to get the right things in. Advantage City next year. Experience with no fans, says Irina. No more Riola clients, says Reese Smith. Blair Ferguson, who do you think will win the Bundesliga? I think that Bayern Munich will win it. I hope they don't, and I hope that this can get going. I mean, Dortmund have got to win today. 4 points off the top at the moment. They do play them in a couple of weeks. A week on Wednesday, I think it is. That'll be a big game. That'll be a big watch along. Dortmund have been in and down the right hand side again, and another cross has gone for a corner. They do have 5 subs today, yeah. Please subscribe if you're new, bottom right hand corner. We have got our Saturday night FIFA coming up as well at 6:30 on this channel. So many. Opinion, Jake. I keep getting asked in this, and I just don't have any comments about it because it's not really anything that I even think about. I don't really have a comment on it. Who's the top 3 Bundesliga teenagers, says Irina. I ain't got a bloody clue. I only started watching the Bundesliga half an hour ago. Come on. I'm watching Leipzig. Gonna put Dortmund on if Sancho comes on, says Azza. Yeah, I do think we will see Sancho at some point. Players for Dortmund that I like Dawood in the midfield. I really like Akanji, the centre-back. I think he's Swiss. Obviously, Erling Haaland's a good player to watch. I like Julian Brandt. I mean, where did he come from? Where did Brandt come from? Was he I can't think of the team that Brandt played for before. Why is it not coming to my head? Was it Leverkusen? It was Leverkusen. Yeah, I was going to go with Leverkusen. There is a quiz tonight, yes. There is a quiz tonight on the 8 o'clock show on the United Stand. So, yeah, tune in for that. Pub quiz, pen and paper, you can play. Mark, do you find it interesting that the Bundesliga, Serie A and the Prem all want to finish their seasons and all have big US TV contracts, says Jester's Vengeance? I look, let's not pretend it's not about money. It is about money. The money is a massive factor in it. But the money they lose it's unthinkable the damage that it's going to cause. Schalke not really getting into this game at the moment. Yeah, if you've never watched the pub quiz, Rosie, 8 o'clock on the United Stand. James Cross, have you ever been to Ballyfermot in Dublin? It's a bit rough, isn't it? Probably not. Rabiu Matunda is not playing. El Bebbington, he's on the bench, as is Jadon Sancho with a calf strain. And Rio says, is it just me? I don't see the point of them sitting spaced out with masks when they're just going to defeat the object by playing on the pitch. Rio, I think somebody said it before. I think it's government guidelines, because it doesn't make any sense. I mean, all those Schalke players that are playing football, all the subs have been playing football with them all week. Same for Dortmund. If you go on, you're going to be playing anyway. I think it's just a symbolic thing to... You think about it, though. There'll be a lot of people in Germany watching this, and when they go to the subs bench and they see people sat social distancing, it subconsciously tells people in Germany to, stay safe. But I've not noticed, and the only thing I've noticed in this game, I mean, we're coming up for 20 minutes into this game. What have you noticed? The thing I've noticed is people are still tackling, people are still trying. There's no difference to me in the way the game has been played, because you would notice that. What I do notice is a total lack of match sharpness, mistakes, and tiredness already, which I think we're going to see, because they haven't played for 2 months, as I said. One player I would take out of Leipzig without Werner, says Luke Dennison. I would probably take one of their centre-backs. I'd probably take Konate. I think I like Konate better than Upamecano. They've got that lad in the midfield who scored a couple of goals against Spurs who's quite good, but I think I would go with Konate. The speed is a little bit slow, but this is effectively... They can dress it up how they like, but I can't say this enough. How can you stop people playing competitive football for 2 months? Well, you can do, because it's been a lockdown and they've had to. But whenever footballers stop playing for that long, well, they've never had it for that long, they then have pre-season and they then have lots and lots of fitness work. These have not had a pre-season or fitness work. It's go out there and play for points in a derby. So you're going to see that. Sancho update was on the United stand this morning, but he's actually on the bench with a calf strain. So they've got to take it a little bit careful. James Babb says Freiburg are looking punchy in the other game with Leipzig. BT Sports is how we watch it over here. Don't expect too much, says Saban. Well, yeah, it is the first game of the season, isn't it? I mean, you think about it, in the Premier League, when you watch United or Liverpool or Arsenal play their first game of the season and it's all sunny in August, is that the best they play? Are they playing their way in? So everyone's going to be doing that, but at a much harder level. Brody says, I'd love a Kanji and Maguire at the back. I don't know why we don't get... I mean, I suppose you can't take more than one player from a club, can you? So we want Sancho, so we can't talk about anybody else. But I think a Kanji would be a good signing. He's a player that we were linked to before. He's got a bit of speed about him. He's young. I think he's a United fan. I remember him talking about United before, whatever that means, of course. It's like a pre-season friendly, says Stephen T. Jacob says Akanji's not been that good this season. Well, I don't watch enough of it. I will be watching now. I had Haaland on my FIFA career mode and I couldn't stand him. I just find him he's crap on his right foot, too slow, crap hold-up play. I just didn't like him at all. Been watching Paderborn all season, so watching us away at Dusseldorf. Relegation 6-pointer, says Tony Andrews. Well, keep us up to date if you're watching other games. And Dortmund have had another free kick there. Hi, Mark. What are you up to tomorrow, says Jake Kerr. Same old shit, mate. Really. It's lockdown, innit? It's old lockdown. So Dortmund had a couple of free kicks, just hit another one into the wall there. I think when you look at the teams, you can see why Bayern Munich are top. They've just got a better team. Evening all from Thailand. Still no flights. I'm hungover, never. New podcast, Drinking with Goldbridge. Flegrats and Mark hit a Spurs pub, says Loss. And why Sancho on the bench, says Nightmare Killer. Because he's got a calf strain. Yeah. Got a calf strain. What a twat. What a prat. Are players allowed to spit on the pitch, says Sidhu? I don't know. I don't actually know. We are watching in the Philippines, says Jake Kerr. There you go. Watch Konrad Lamar from Leipzig. Exactly the CDM you would love for United, says Pineapple the Fruit Dude. There you go, if anyone's watching that. Marco Reus is not playing. I presume he's probably injured. He's not even on the bench. He spends a lot of his career injured. Sorry, there was a shot from Haaland a few seconds ago into the side netting. Came to him on the back post. It actually was a better chance for Hummels. He just missed the header, but it dropped to Haaland. He's hit it into the side netting. And Kelt Helsland says, don't complain. We should be really happy we can watch football at all. It is nice, isn't it? It is nice. It's nice to have it back, for sure. Is Sancho injury prone, says Doubting Thomas? I don't know. Is he? I don't know. I hope Mönchengladbach win tonight against Eintracht Frankfurt. I just wanted to say that. Who would I take from Schalke, says Master Matt. Mate, I'm as new to this as many as you, really. I know a lot of players from Bundesliga, but I haven't watched the Bundesliga this season. The only German games I've seen have been in the Champions League, whether it's Leipzig or Bayern Munich. I haven't, and I think I watched Dortmund PSG. I watched both those games. I had to watch one as a record because I think one clashed with another game I was watching. I've seen Bayern Munich beat Spurs and I've seen Leipzig beat Spurs, and that's about it. I haven't watched a lot of Bundesliga, so I can't tell you what one player I take from Schalke because I'm watching it with fresh eyes as well. Are Pogba and Rashford back from injury, says Cody Almeida? Yes, they are. They will be back, especially in a month's time. Rio says, loves, I like that they're not holding back in the challenges. Well, footballers just want to play football. I tell you what, you look at what's going on in the chance there for Schalke. And good save by the keeper. Bit of a mistake. I think it was Akanji at the back, actually. And he probably should have scored. Cross came in. Not a very good defensive header by Akanji. And it caused the problems for the defender. And a shot saved by the keeper. So that's probably the chance of the game there for Schalke. I think United are back training on Monday, Josh Watkins, yes. Dortmund are off the pace and Schalke are wide open at the back, says Alex Griffiths. I think that... I think if you... what do I think of Brandt, says Mork Nicholas. I like Julian Brandt. I mean, he's a player that Liverpool were looking at. I mean, United were obviously linked to him, but I don't think we're ever in for him. But I know Liverpool were looking at him. He's a good player. I just think that if this was Dortmund of 2 months ago and playing against this Schalke side, they'd beat them. But both teams are obviously dropping off a little bit. Is there VAR? I don't know. Get on the pints, Mark, says Jake. No. Got too much of a headache to start drinking again. Sancho is not injured. He's just unfit according to inside information from Fjorthoff, says Kelt Helsland. Well, I wouldn't disagree with that. I think it's obvious, really, isn't it? I mean, if he's fit enough to be on the bench, he's obviously not injured. And if he had any sort of niggle, you wouldn't have him on the bench. So I think the fact is he's probably got a bit of a muscle strain. and he's not quite fully fit. It's going to stretch me back. Watch out, because I'm wearing tracksuit bottoms and a shirt. If you sat down for too long, it hurts your back. I used to turn the camera off. That's probably a better idea when I do that. And we got a goal coming in for Dortmund here. We've got a goal coming in for Dortmund, I think. Erling Haaland. It is. Cross comes in. And he taps it home. Lovely little goal. That's what a striker does. Erling Haaland, 1-0. Obviously, a few people are a few seconds ahead of me. About 5 seconds, which is a bit annoying. But there you go. He's in the corner. He's celebrating on his own. He's doing a little bit of a dance. But they have taken the lead 1-0. Not a lot the defenders can do there. Not very happy with himself there, the centre-back. But it comes in down that right-hand side. Nice little flick by Brandt, I think it is. Cross comes in. Lovely cross. Defender can't do anything. You can't blame the defender there, the centre-back. He's stretching to try and block the cross. Is it Hazard with the cross as well? Lovely goal from Haaland. That's what you get with Haaland. What a cross and what a goal. 1-0 to Dortmund then. Let me change the score. What's the score on the board? What? What's gone wrong here? Oh, bloody hell. Oh, for fucking hell. I'm massive for my screen now. Look, I'm massive for my chair. It's messed it up. There you go. Time is back. Sorry about that. Bit of a pain that has, how that happened. Amateur. See, I haven't done one for a while. Yeah, so 1-0 to Dortmund. Good goal by Erling Haaland. That's what he does. He gets in there and no touching in the celebrations allowed. Yes. But lovely cross came in. Who crossed the ball in? Can somebody tell me in the live comments who put the cross in? Was it Hazard? Freiburg are winning 1-0 against Leipzig, apparently. Yeah, they're 1-0 down. Thanks for the updates. It was Hazard with the cross. Yeah, Brandt did the flick. Hazard with the cross. Torgan Hazard, not Eden. And a lovely finish by Haaland, which if you know anything about him, it's an easy finish for him. Sancho and Partey should be our priority this summer. Also, I don't know why no hype around Icardi. He's available and I think he's better than Werner, says Davey Fisher. I think he comes with a lot of baggage. And why do you have to social distance when celebrating a goal, but you can go close up to someone to tackle them, says Joel Morris. Again, I think it's just... there's the cross from Torgan Hazard. And a lovely finish by... He makes that... What I like about Haaland is he makes that finish look so easy. And it's not. He's just a very good striker. Yeah. Not the fat Hazard. It's Torgan who put the cross in there. Does need to lose a bit of weight, doesn't he? Let's be honest. Let's call a spade a spade. Fucking hell, this is annoying. If you got the feeling, jump up to the ceiling. Are you getting down tonight? It's one if you're gonna, two if you want, three, cause everything's alright. Freiburg are 1-0 up. Dortmund are 1-0 up. Lovely finish by Jadon Sancho. Not really. Erling Haaland scored. And yes, good point. We do want Dortmund to win today. Whether you support Dortmund or what, you do want them to win unless you're a Bayern Munich fan, because it just makes the title race a little bit interesting. You don't want to see teams chasing dropping points. We'd like to see Bayern Munich drop some points tomorrow. Danilo saying, who are you going to support in the Bundesliga? I'd like to see Dortmund do well, but I'm probably more interested in Leverkusen or Mönchengladbach doing well, because I think, they're the underdogs, aren't they? And I don't really have any. But I think you're right. I think Gaddafi's right. I think that Dortmund probably will. Bayern Munich probably will win the league with a 4-point lead and the experience that they've got. But Dortmund's starting to show their quality now, especially in the final third. Schalke's best chance seems to be coming on the break, and they don't really seem to have a lot of pace, so maybe they should get Matundu on. Matundu, of course, this week linked to United, can't even start for Schalke. Hudson Matthews says Hazard's been very good so far. Yeah, he has, and he was a late entry, wasn't he? Because Reina apparently got injured just before kickoff. And yes, Leipzig are losing 1-0 to Freiburg. That would be a very interesting scoreline if that occurred. How is Sancho's off the ball movement, Mark, says Rudy. Brilliant, because he's sat on the bench. Please subscribe if you're new. Bottom right hand corner, we're getting close to 148,000, so bottom right hand corner for that. Please subscribe, get involved. We will be doing a lot of watch alongs, but we also do the FIFA streams on here as well. I've got my second leg against Man City in the Champions League quarter final at 6:30 tonight on this channel. Dortmund are absolutely all over them at the moment. They're getting in down that right hand side a lot. Was that Hakimi again down the right hand side? Yeah, Edward Chavez. He's very good. He's very good. I mean, look, I love Wan-Bissaka, but does Wan-Bissaka offer that going forward? No, he doesn't. Physios there, all running along with gloves on and face masks. Be interesting to see in the second half with all the injuries as well. How many, not with all the injuries, with all the subs, how many subs are made. Alkin says, do you think Dortmund are putting Jadon on the bench to get used to life without Jadon? No. No, I think Dortmund still have hopes that they'll keep Sancho at United. At Dortmund. So no, I don't think that they're looking at it like that at all. I think that I think he's injured. That's legitimately what I think the situation is. Sancho isn't worth 100 million if he's on the bench, says Rudy. Look, I've said this before, I say it again. I don't mind if Jadon Sancho isn't playing for Dortmund. Of course I want to watch Jadon Sancho playing for Dortmund, but does it matter that he's not on the pitch tearing it up? From a United point of view, we want him no matter what. So, to me, it doesn't matter that much. At 6:30 tonight on this channel, Lewis B, we've got the FIFA. Remember, it was 2 weeks ago as well that I lost out in that Champions League final. Well, there's going to be an injury. He's been down a couple of times now. Sorry, that's what I was looking at. Quiz is on tonight. Yes, Rory. I don't know what the Schalke's name is, but I don't think he's going to last too long. He keeps going down injured all the time. Although he has come back on again now. Hi, Christina Hovarth from the United Stand, which is on this channel now. Hello, hope you're doing very well. Why 5 subs, says Ben Roberts? Because they've not been training for 2 months and they've not been playing for 2 months. So to ask players to play 90-minute games is very, very hard. I'm very glad that there was never any discussion to change the length of games, though. I mean, you've got to play 90-minute games. Talibo is his name. Thank you very much, Kaz Jones. Haaland scored. Oh, no. Magnus says Haaland is the best player in the world. How long's Marco Reus out injured for? Does anyone know? I don't. That's why I'm asking. BT Sports in the UK is what it's on. Oh, I'm tired today. I'm proper tired. The Premier League won't get voided. Stop getting your hopes up, says Maud Hafford. It's not getting voided anyway. I mean, if people don't want the Premier League to come back because they're worried about safety, fine. But if you're thinking about it not coming back because it's going to save you from relegation or it's going to stop Liverpool winning the league, that's not going to happen anyway. If you could choose between Werner and Haaland, which would you go for, Tobias Grenvold? Well, I think anybody can answer that question. For me, I think you've got to go for Haaland. I do. I think you've got to go for Haaland. As much as I like Werner, I just think Haaland is, for his age, what he's doing, and he's so intelligent as well. I think he's going to be a fantastic player. I feel that there's a second goal coming here for Dortmund. They've been way in the ascendancy here. Werner, because of Riola, is a very good point, though. Cy Soccer Collins, I think that's a very good point. I think what's happened in this game is that Dortmund started off quite, shaky, and they've just gone up a level in this in the last sort of 20 minutes. And Schalke just looked tired. And I mean, where are Schalke in the league? Because they just don't look like they're anywhere near. I mean, they're sixth in the league. They're not playing like a club that's sixth in the league. And there was a chance just then, volleyed from the edge of the box, and the Schalke defender got his head on it. Really good volley it was on the edge of the box. I don't know whether the keeper would have had it covered. I didn't see the replay of it, but I think he probably would. Schalke are in 6th place on 37 points. They're only 14 points behind Dortmund in second. I've got to say I would have expected a slightly better performance. But you know what? Who else is not noticed? Who else is now not noticing there's fans there? I haven't noticed. It's only because I've said it. I don't notice that there's no fans there. And I can see there's no fans there, of course I can, but I don't notice it. I'm absolutely fine watching football without the fans. I want fans there. That's what we all want back. But I'm not one of these people who's saying, well, if there's no fans, I don't want football. Football without fans isn't football. Well, we know that, but I still think I'd rather have this than no football. Could it be possibility that we can play like Borussia Dortmund with Wan-Bissaka, Maguire and Lindelof at the 3 at the back, Shaw and Hakimi with offensive duties, then Martial, Rashford and Sancho can make a dream top 3, says Kate Helsland. I don't think Jose's got that sort of attitude, an ambition to do that, to be honest. 250 million for Sancho and Haaland, get it done, says Jonathan Gambrell. I don't think we'll see... a football legend says it's nearly 2-0 in the Freiburg and the Leipzig game. Wolfsburg are winning at Augsburg. Sorry, I said Jose, not Ollie. I certainly think we're seeing a bit more fitness from Dortmund than Schalke. Schalke look a lot tireder already than them. And I mean, what I would say is if I was Schalke in the second half, I would get Matondo on, because he's got the pace on the break. Dortmund, let's just see what happens with this attack. I'll tell you what, there's been a couple of fouls around the edge of the box for Dortmund that Dortmund have committed, and the referee's gone no both times. And I haven't seen a replay on either of them. I don't know why they don't show replays of fouls, and I suppose that's something in the Premier League that we normally see. But when I was watching them live, I can't see how it's not a foul because they're coming in behind the player. Would have had a chance right on the edge of the box there. Yeah, Matundo's really fast, so it'd be interesting to see if he can do it. Patrick Conway, who's on the quiz tonight? Well, Xander's back on because he won it last week. I think Rance is on because he sulked last week. I'm on it. I'm not because I was the quiz master last week, so I'm playing it tonight. James, you're on timeout, and next time you're on block out. It's boring. I'm not answering that question. You should sign Haaland on your career mode, says Kyle Patrick. I did. He was crap, or I didn't use him properly. Do you think Jovic would be successful in the Premier League, says Rudy? I think he would be good. Yeah. But I think that it's 2-0. 2-0. Sorry, I'm looking at the live comments, and we've got a second goal for Dortmund, and it's a great goal. My stream I seem to have lost even more time. I was quite close. I'm going to have to stop and start it. Miles behind at the minute. Yeah, lovely goal. Lovely goal. Guerrero, I can't pronounce his name, but it came from a Schalke kick out, and they've picked it up very, very quickly here. The keeper's not happy with himself. He kicked it out halfway line, right before half time, this one. Kicks it out to the halfway line. It's bad distribution by the goalkeeper. It's got a bit of pressure from Haaland. Goes straight to the Dortmund player who can take it down at pace. Nice little overlapping run from Guerrero. I think it's is it Brandt again who just plays it wide to him? Yeah, Brandt. It's a lovely goal. Keeper probably feels he should save it with his left foot actually, but it's Brandt again. He's had a key part in both goals. Didn't get the assist on the first goal because Torgan Hazard got it. But on that second goal, Brandt gets the assist, plays it into Guerrero. It's going to be a long way back for Schalke now. And Danili says that's it, the game's over. I mean, you never know at 2-0. 2-0 is the most dangerous score in football. But it'll be very hard for them to come back from that now. They've just looked very tired, haven't they? Schalke in this game. And I think it's been hard on them. But Dortmund, whatever Dortmund have done, they seem to have got it right. Right, I'm not going to make the same mistake this time. See, I'm a lot quicker that one. A lot quicker with this one. Yes, 2-0 Dortmund, well done. When will the Premier League season resume, says Mahda Hafid. I don't know, mate. I don't know. I think that... it's half time, by the way. I think that... I think the Premier League needs to return. And I think it will return. And I think, to be honest with you, my feeling about the Premier League has always been, let's get the German League back. Let's see what the appetite is after this. Because I think this happening today will change some people's opinions. I've always been, I want football back. And I'm unashamedly about that. Not to the detriment of people dying. No, I don't want that. But I do see numbers coming down. And I do see hope in June that we can have football back. So, yeah, that's what I want to see. And I've always been consistent about that. I think there's still people who don't want it back. But I think this weekend with the German football, and then if the things keep dropping, more and more people will say, let's try it. And I think that's all we can do. We can try it. What a fantastic team Dortmund are to watch. Schiller should just don't have the talent to win, says Joel Morris. And we've hit 148,000 subscribers, apparently. Please do a buy-in watch along tomorrow, says Aaron Neal. I'll see how I feel about that one. And... problem will be fans gathering outside grounds. A lot of our fans are stupid, says the Burke. Yeah, but that's not... You can't, in fairness to that, you can't not bring football back because some fans might go and do what they're not meant to do. Like, in the middle of June, if we're still in the same situation that we are now, you're not meant to be going out unless you're going out to exercise. So if a load of fans go and congregate outside the Emirates because Arsenal are playing a game behind closed doors because they might want to get on a fan cam with Robbie, well, Robbie won't be there for one, and two, you're not doing what you're meant to be doing. So what are the government meant to do about that? You can't say, oh, we're not playing Premier League football because fans might congregate outside. They're not allowed to congregate outside. So the police will have to be there to disperse and find them, won't they? So that's not a reason not to bring it back because people might break what the rules are. Brandt is a great player, says Joe Baker. I'm actually just going to tweet that out. I think he's been absolutely fantastic. In fact, I'll wind people up. I'll say Brandt to Dortmund. Oh, I'm not used to this keyboard. Brandt to Dortmund is what Bruno is to United. Sancho will love playing with Bruno. Yes, that's going to wind them up. I know, they just come to me, these tweets. They just come to me quite easy, really. If United don't get Sancho, who will you take as a replacement? Oh, Solomon. If I had £1 for every time somebody'd asked me that, I'd have about £8.90. Now, I've been asked it so many times. I don't know what United's plan is beyond Sancho because I don't think Manchester United know what their plan is beyond Sancho. They will definitely have considerations. They will. I'm not going to lie and say that they won't. They will. But I think, as I've said before, and as other people have said, United's priority is Jadon Sancho, and that's what they're going to be looking to do. We've hit 148,000 subscribers, by the way. Thank you, everybody. Please subscribe if you are new. We're getting closer and closer to 150,000. If you fancy a bit of fun and action tonight, don't worry, it's not going to be anything like that. Don't get worried. It's not that sort of show. 6:30 tonight, FIFA career mode. Second leg, Champions League quarter-final against Man City. Obviously, I'm United. 1-1 from the first leg. A banger by Van der Beek. And then, Martial equaliser. Bruno got sent off, so we won't be able to play in the second leg at the Etihad. It's going to be difficult without Bruno. And we've got to do it. So let's see what happens in 6:30 on this channel. So make sure you subscribe so you've got your notifications on. And then at 8 o'clock on the United Stand, we've got a quiz. Pub night quiz. Pub quiz night. Pen and paper, that's all you need. So looking forward to those things. But great channel, Mark, keep it up, says Matteo. I tell you what, I'm really appreciative for everybody who's been tuning in today because I am a little bit hungover. So I'm more hungover than I thought. The dumb one says, if fans turn up outside the stadium, the home team should lose the game. Mark, yeah, but then people would turn up. Imagine that, like Arsenal are playing Spurs and they say, if Arsenal fans turn up outside the game, we're going to give the points to Spurs. Spurs fans will just go and buy a load of Arsenal shirts and just turn up, won't they? Mark, can see a German side winning the Champions League in a few years, says Joel Morris. I mean, I don't think Bayern Munich looked bad this year. The Champions League winners this year were not going to be Spanish. Real Madrid and Barcelona weren't going to win it. PSG, I just don't think they've got the balls to do it. The favourites for the Champions League, I think, were Man City and Liverpool. And so who else? Juventus weren't going to win it. So, Bayern Munich had a chance. Jordan Such, I don't understand how Premier League football can be allowed for June and July, yet Wimbledon has been cancelled. How is it safe for football but not tennis? And it doesn't make sense. A question I can answer for you, Jordan. Right, this is a question I can answer for you. So what I read about Wimbledon was that Wimbledon cancelled very early. The French Open hasn't cancelled. They're trying to rearrange it. And a lot of things are trying to rearrange, like snooker and stuff like that. But I read something somewhere that that Wimbledon took out an insurance policy 15 years ago that they pay 40 million a year for, or something stupid like that. And that insurance policy covers this sort of thing. And the insurance policy pays out a lot of money. So Wimbledon just cancelled knowing that they weren't going to lose revenue. So I don't know how true that is, but yeah. I know nobody ever told me in the live comments how long Marco Reus is out for. The dumb one says they're playing in Germany, just saying, yeah. And Germany are about a month ahead of us, so yeah. McTominay will be a saviour with Martial 2 goals, says Rudy. Yeah, looking forward to that tonight. Looking forward to that. David Neres, Hakimi, Hazard as alternative right-wing options, says Munish Meta. Hakimi's more of a fullback though, isn't he? And I don't know a lot about Hakimi. Is he really on loan? Royce will be back for the next game, says Sanjeev, but then Thomas says he's back in 2 months. So I don't know who to believe on that. Yet Jester says he's out for 4 weeks, which probably puts him out for the season, really, doesn't it? He's always out, says Ewan Vickers. And he's right. Marco Royce is always out injured, isn't he? So, yeah. He is on loan from Real Madrid. And he's untouchable, Hakimi, because he's on loan, says Harris. Yeah, there's no point talking about him then. It's a bit like Odegaard, isn't it? People talk about United signing Odegaard. United can't sign any player that's a Real Madrid player. It used to be because of De Gea, now it's because of Pogba. They'd just say, yeah, you can have him, but we want that. Is there any way back for Schalke? No. Wolfsburg are winning 1-0 against Augsburg. Dusseldorf and Paderborn are 0-0. Leipzig are actually 1-0 down to Freiburg at the moment. And if you look at that game, Leipzig have had 8 shots to Freiburg's 3. And they've had 3 shots on target to Freiburg's 1. But it is that one that's gone in from Gulda. It's 34th minute goal for Freiburg. They lead 1-0. This could have a big impact on the league table, actually. If I show you the league table, I will explain to you why. Yes, do. Because then people can see what you're talking about. So, as you can see, there's the league table there. Live league table, apparently, that is. Which it is. Leipzig are in 3rd place, but they'll have played a game more than Mönchengladbach, who can leapfrog them. Borussia Dortmund are in 2nd place at the moment, a point behind Bayern Munich, who play tomorrow. But that would be a massive loss for Leipzig if they don't turn this around. And that would be a real blow, as they do have an outside chance of winning the title. Mönchengladbach are playing this afternoon, and Leverkusen play on Monday. Wolfsburg are playing at the moment, and they're losing to Freiburg, aren't they? I think we've already said that. So that's rather interesting in the battle for Europa League spots. I should be a Bundesliga commentator. I'm actually very good. I'm only joking. Right, let's have a look at some of the super chats we've had in. Heckle and Slide says, thanks Mark, your vids provided much needed entertainment during this very difficult time. God bless to you, pal. Ollie Chadwick, I watched the Dortmund documentary the other day. What a really well run club, puts us to shame. Julian Brandt and Torgan Hazard look shrewd buys. Remember, they want Jude Bellingham as well. Teams can't also just sign any La Liga players. They have the most ridiculous release clauses, says Cavalier Crane Masters. It's Leipzig, says Ishtak Ahmed. I don't care. I'll say what I think. Doesn't mean to be right. You're the best YouTuber ever, says Commando Bean. Oh, you're too kind. Thank you. But you know what? This is going to sound like bollocks. And it's not. Well, I don't even know what I was going to say now. So it probably is bollocks. Oh, I know what I was going to say. I do this because I love the interaction. You know, some people do it and they have guests. Some people sit down, 3 or 4 of them. I love the interaction. That's what I like. So it's hard. It hurts hard on the throat sometimes. That's what she said. But especially the back of the throat. No. But yeah, I like the interaction. That's why I do it. And so thanks everyone for tuning in. Make sure you subscribe if you're new. Smash a like. And we need to decide which game we're going to do next. I might do Bayern Munich tomorrow just to have a watch of Bayern Munich, I suppose. But I'm interested in doing Leverkusen on Monday. But definitely next Saturday, Dortmund are away to somebody, obviously. But I think Mönchengladbach, Leverkusen will be a really good game if they both win. For the reason stated here. He's going to go back to the league table. For the reason stated here. Look. Mönchengladbach, 49 points. Leverkusen, 47 points. If they both win this weekend, then they're battling for that Champions League spot. So, and technically, they could be battling for the league. I don't think they are, but, you know. Hi, Mark. Rouge said 5th of May that he will be back into 2 to 3 weeks, so very soon. He's doing light training, says Kelt Hulsland. Yeah, you never know with Marco Royce, though, because he's always bloody injured, isn't he? Wait, this isn't FIFA, says Lord Reptile. No, this is what the channel was actually set up for. Watch-alongs that aren't United games. So, we're doing a watch-along. Great. Career mode is at 6:30. So as soon as I finish this stream, I'll set up career mode for you to get on the live comments of that. That's at 6:30 tonight. I've never been to Mauritius. No. What's your favourite Pringle? We've done this before. For me, I love the barbecue Pringles. I wish I had some now. I've got a hangover. I tell you what, I'd have a beer if somebody gave me some barbecue Pringles now. Barbecue Pringles. I like sour cream. Oh, boo, get out. And I like... I don't like the salt and vinegar. I do like the prawn cocktail. So people are fasting. Sorry. Yeah, people are fasting. But I'm not. So respect to you and your religion. I think it's fantastic what you do. I feel like I'm congratulating a colleague here. This is a religion. But no, I think the fasting is amazing what you do. I've worked with people for years who do it, and especially not drinking as well. I would have such a bad headache. So yeah, that reminds me actually, if you've not been watching Mark Goldbridge Cooks, I've done lasagna, I've done fish and chips, curry. Check that curry out. I love that curry. It's so good. It's on the Mark Goldbridge channel. This week, spoiler alert. It's not really a spoiler alert. It's a preview. Pizza. Homemade base and cooking a pizza. That's what we're doing this week. And I tell you what, the big suspense about this, it's going to cause waves when I say it. Will he put pineapple on the pizza? Woof! I'll leave that there. I'll leave that hanging. Will he put pineapple on the pizza? Ryan FT2 says, I'm glad I'm not German. Their football's boring. Oh. A lot of people like my bracelet. It's homemade. Loz off the kickoff said it's very bohemian. Basically, I love it. I'm going to not stop wearing it now because loads of people have complimented on me on it. Some people say you look a twat, but I'm used to that. But I like it. I think it's like a really good thing, and I really am happy with it. But basically, if there's any expensive jewelers out there who want to sponsor and make one for me, this is a neck chain. And basically what I've done is I've wrapped it around my wrist and then I've just done the clasp. So it'll never come off because it's only got that much sort of movement. And then you've got the cross. It was round my neck and I put it round my wrist because I had like this spot on my neck and it was irritating. So I just didn't want it round my neck anymore. And that's what happened. Who scored? Guerrero scored the second goal, if that's how you pronounce it. And the first goal was Haaland, a lovely cross from Torgan Hazard. But I think the man of the half for me has been Brandt. I think he's absolutely brilliant. They're just showing the goals from the other games. It's lovely to have football back, isn't it? I know the fans aren't there, but it's nice to have the fans back. Really sloppy goal, lucky goal. I tell you what, if he'd meant that for Freiburg, that would have been one of the goals of the season. He just jumps up and it hits his instep. Did he mean it? He's acting like he did. Maybe he did. You going to have a watch along for Bayern Dortmund, Mark? Lewandowski versus Haaland. Oh yeah, 100%. That's midweek week on a couple of weeks, isn't it? Currently making Stromboli. Brannigan's beef and mustard crisps are easily the best crisps ever. Dortmund for next career mode or Macclesfield, obviously, says Ollie Chadwick. And there is a substitution for Schalke. Matundo's coming on, says Ahmed. Pineapple, please don't do it, says Muzzy Lions. Yeah. You know what? I one of my friends actually, rest in peace. He died at 41. It's a horrible story, but I always remember us going out for a meal, him and his wife and me and mine, and we went out. I think we're having a tie or something, and we got onto the subject of fruit on dinner, and he was like, "No, I don't do it." But we spent the next 5 minutes, all three of us, saying, "What about cranberry sauce on your Christmas dinner? I don't like fruit on my dinner." What about duck à l'orange? I don't like fruit on my dinner. What about applesauce when you're having pork? I don't like fruit on my dinner. What about pineapple on pizza? I don't want fruit on my dinner. And we just kept coming up with these other... What about plum sauce when you're having duck? I don't want fruit on my dinner. So, yeah. Second half kicks off then, and we're up and running. And Matundu is on. Yes, he is. And do a Salford career mode on your thing, says Vox. Yeah, subscribe if you're new. Bottom right-hand corner, please. I've not done the bloody timer again, have I? There will be a quiz night tonight. Yes. Why is my... oh, yes, there it is. Pepper is from a fruit, says Murray. Is there still going to be a quiz tonight, says Luke Hendricks. Yes, there will. There will be. It will be at 8 o'clock. So I'm going to do FIFA Career Mode at 6:30 on this channel. And then straight after that, we'll go to the quiz. Torgan Hazard looks like the greasy guy that comes up to you in a shady part of town and asks to borrow a lighter, says Mike Hawke. I don't know what part of town you hang around in, Mike, but I don't see people like that. William Harrison, there is football questions, but there's also general knowledge. Can United sign Lewandowski, please? What a talent, says Joel Morris. And pineapple on pizza is a must, says Pineapple the Fruit Dude. I'm sure, what a surprise. What a surprise. Brandt has been brilliant, says Chubb. Yeah, I think Julian Brandt is the man of the half for me. Fantastic first half from him. And I liked him at Leverkusen. I mean, look, I'm not going to say I watched him every week, but I liked him at Leverkusen. And he's looked very good for Dortmund today. Schalke had an early shot there, straight at the keeper, but we're going to have to work hard to get into it. We'll get to have a look at Matundu, see what he's all about. I mean, that's what they need. I think Schalke need to break, but whether Dortmund will allow them to break now, because they're 2-0 up. Tony Stark says, I missed you and I love you. I've still been here on lockdown. I've been doing bloody FIFA streams every day. What are you doing, mate? What are you doing? Of course, yes, Schalke, Sane, that's where he came from, Brendan. Yes, you're right. King D, sorry. I'm going to have to send you away. You're boring. That's your shout out, but I'm not reading your comment. Keep saying the same thing. Boring. Hey, Ash, he's going to have to get up a lot earlier in the morning to catch me out with that. It's all right, Tony. Brandt or Bruno, says Dara Brown. There's no player to swap Bruno for. If Man City said you can have Kevin De Bruyne, if you give us Bruno, I'd say no. Because I have a loyalty to my players. That's just how I am. 3-0 now, and it's just not a fit. Schalke are just not fit today. They're just not fit today. They're not up for it. It's a great counter-attack by Dortmund here. Just watching it back. Haaland... They play on. Oh, it's a bad foul on Haaland. They play it on, and Hazard, lovely finish. And the referee's got to be given a pat on the back for that. Haaland's actually gone down injured. I think the referee's done a really good job to play it on. I think Haaland's going to be all right. It's late on him. I tell you what, Torgan Hazard actually looks like Eden Hazard, which is quite interesting because they are brothers. But it's Schalke getting caught in their own half, like I say. Brandt again involved. Gets the ball back from Haaland. Perfect weight. Torgan Hazard hits it first time. And it's 3-0. Keeper should save it as well. I'm with you on that, Brandon Tierney. Keeper should have saved that one. Very, very, very poor goalkeeping. And it's 3-0. That goalkeeper makes me feel sick. So bad. Carriers looks like Prime Schmeichel, says Owen J. And... Thorgan should have been on the level as Eden, says the Dark Knight. Well, the worrying thing for Dortmund here is that it's a nasty tackle on Haaland, as Faris says. The referee realistically could have not played it on. I tell you what, I think he left his foot in there. He's all right. Haaland's all right. 3-0. Great refereeing, says Alex Marmon to play it on. Schalke goalkeeper, very poor. Yeah, he hasn't been the best. He hasn't been the best at all. So, do we flick over and have a little look at the Leipzig game? I'll leave that to the live comments. I mean, look, it is a Dortmund versus Schalke Watchalong. I'm not about to jump on anybody's parade and say that we should do that, but I will bow down to what people want to do, of course, and I just think maybe the Leipzig game might... Let's give it another 10 minutes. Let's give it another 10 minutes, and then maybe we can just pop over there for that. I'm just putting it out there. But good win for Dortmund. I mean, they are going to win now, let's be honest. But probably even a little bit easier than we would have thought. But I think that, you know, in like May time, when we were watching we were seeing things like, I remember seeing Haaland training and stuff like that. You just wonder what Schalke have been up to. Have they just had 2 months off playing Call of Duty or something? Because they do not look anywhere near the same fitness levels as what Dortmund do. And I don't know why that is. Answers on a postcard, I suppose. I'm changing the score now. Just I had some ready, but I didn't have 3-0 ready. I've got to be honest. Although no one understood, there was more of them than us. La 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 la. We were holding back the flood. Now we'll never dance again. There we go. It's 3-0 to Dortmund, and we've only had 7 minutes of the second half. Change channel, says Liam Grogan. Would I take Torgan Hazard at United, says Solomon? I mean, how old is Torgan Hazard? He's about... I think he's a lot older than you think. I think he's about 29, 30 now. I'd be more interested in taking Brandt, but we've got a player like that. He's only 26. I thought he was older than that. Everyone's saying he's 26. He's 27 now. He's just literally turned 27 in the last 5 seconds. Born in 93, says Patrick. Well, there's a yellow card just gone in there for Delaney. I've got him on FIFA. I'll tell you what, when you see that back, that's not a yellow card. He's just all he's done is won a bloody header. It's a coming together. It's a foul. It's not a yellow card. I don't know what's happening with the Saudis buying Roma instead of Newcastle the Beast. It'd be funny if it happens. I mean, they're foolish if they've done that. You want a Premier League club, not a Serie A club. We've not seen much of Matundu yet. And I don't think we will see much of him, because I don't think there's going to be a lot of space for them to hit Dortmund on the break. I think it's going to be the other way around. Sancho's warming up, says Saban. Well, I mean, look, this is why I want to sort of stay on this game, because I think if Sancho comes on, it changes the concept a little bit, doesn't it? I just had a message from Drawty, and he says that no crowd actually favours the better team. But then again, in this situation, there is no loser, is there? Because Dortmund would have had the crowd behind them anyway. I think if this was played at Schalke's ground, it might favour Dortmund. You're going to lose that home advantage of being the away side. But I've fast forgotten about the fact that there's no fans there. Maybe he's watching from Uganda. And what about Thorgan Hazard as a potential Sancho replacement? No. I want Sancho. I don't want anything else. Matundu is bigger in stature than I expected, says Josh. Yeah, he is. He is, Josh. I was just... That's literally what... I wish I'd said that, because I was just thinking that. He looks a bit bigger than I thought. I thought he was going to be a lot smaller. How many goals are going to happen in this game? I might just... Just going to have a quick look at the Hoffenheim game. Not the Hoffenheim game. Bloody thing. It's just logged me out. Cheeky get. Paulson's just missed a sitter, apparently. Still 1-0 in that game. I've just flicked it over for a moment. Lazy Parker says, I've just treated you about the not the Bundesliga. Man United back training on Monday. Yeah, I've just seen it back now. What a miss that is. Don't know who it was. Don't know who it was. Anyway, I'm going to go back to the... I'm going to go back to... Oh, this is very convoluted. Just bloody stop. There we go. Haaland is going to be some player in the coming years, says Dylan. Well, I think a lot of people knew that. A lot of people knew that, didn't they? He's a fantastic player. Would Dortmund beat United, says Luke Horgan? I don't know. I think it'd be a decent game. I mean, we don't know what United are at the moment, do we? We don't know at what level United are at the moment. But this isn't even Dortmund's best side. I think what's happened today is Dortmund are a better team than Schalke, but Schalke's fitness levels are not the same as Dortmund's. I missed the first half. Why didn't Sancho start? Says Michael Sorter. Because he's got a bit of a calf injury, but I think it's more about fitness, to be honest with you. I just want to see him come on, actually. I'd just like to see... Imagine Jadon Sancho come on. But the thing is, if Jadon Sancho has got a genuine injury, you're not going to bring him on. It's like watching Man City at the Etihad with no fans, says Kermo94. I've never played Dream League Soccer on your phone, says Dogger. He's asked me if I've done it. I loved the 442 videos, Nico. I absolutely loved it. Illness says I missed the third goal. Basically, Dortmund on the break. Haaland badly fouled. The referee let it play. Brandt fed it into Torgan Hazard, who hit it first time. Lovely goal. And Reece says, why can the Premier League not return if they're going to do it like this? And I think you're absolutely right. Why can't the Premier League return if we do it like the Bundesliga? The only thing I don't know about the Bundesliga is what happens with the players after this game. Do they go home? Or do they go home for a couple of days and then they go back into... Because Bayern Munich have been in a hotel all week. But I don't know whether they staying in the hotel for the next 6 weeks, which would make sense, but it's a bit of a long commitment. So I don't know how that's working. And if anybody does know, then let me know in the live comments. Then I'll let everybody else know if they haven't read it. Drawty's back hosting the quiz tonight. Leipzig are getting closer and closer to a goal. Poor finish. Well, they're going to put themselves out of the title race. You know, not played any football for 2 months, and they're going to put themselves out of a title race by losing today. At the moment, they need to improve quick time. I thought Sancho was coming on then. Doesn't look like it. 2-0 Hertha Berlin versus Hoffenheim. Thanks for that update, Reese. And United should sign Todabo, says Thomas. And Marcus says that Werner's not even playing up front. This Poulsen guy is. I quite like Poulsen. I do quite like Poulsen. I've got an idea. I don't know why I didn't even think of this. I might be able to... Yes, I'm going to get them both up on screen. Why didn't I do this earlier? Idiot. Yeah, I've got both up on screen now. We're laughing. What a prat. Modern technology. I nearly got beat. Love the date in the bottom left. 21st of August, says Anthony. Yeah, it's only on this one. I've not changed this one, that's why. So... yeah, this is what you want. This is what we want. Jurassic Park. We've got them both on the screen. Leipzig and Dortmund. Marcus says switch to Leipzig game. This game's done. I don't need to. If I could show you what's happening on my camera on the laptop, I've got two. Always like a good pair. (4-0 to Dortmund as well. Who scored, Mark? It might be offside, actually. Cancelled out. Just watching it back here. It's hard now because I've got two on the screen. There's so much space for them. It's just another lovely team goal. Down the left-hand side, Haaland slipped him in. He's saying himself, I don't know whether it's onside or not, but it looks like the goal will stand. I mean, it was tight. Which is my laptop? Nice vision from Haaland, says Malt. Filthy finish, says Freddie Mercury. Humiliation. Yeah, he's well onside. Absolutely. They don't need to VAR that. I just wanted to see it from that line. Lovely assist by Haaland. And a lovely goal. 4-0. Well, you don't need to say game over, YK. It was game over a long, long time ago. Sancho is warming up. Embarrassing, says Mohammed. Good goal, says Sophie. This was supposed to be a derby, says Paul Williams. And it's not a derby, is it? It's not been a very good derby at all. But we spoke about it before the game, and I think it's come to pass that fitness levels are just so important. And the fitness levels of Schalke have been way, way below. And they need to look at that. But it's very difficult. I mean, can you be critical of a side that's been on lockdown and not trained as well? Because that's what's happened here. They've let themselves down in relation to that. And that's been the reason that they've lost this game. When all said and done, the fitness levels of Dortmund have just been superior to those of Schalke, and that's why it's 4-0. Mark Werner's playing on the right, says Inan. I've not really had that much of a chance to watch this game, but yeah, he does look like he's playing on the right hand side. I mean, it's all Leipzig, but Freiburg have got something to defend for, haven't they? Schalke are crap, says Illa United. Well, they are. They're sixth in the league. You know, they've not given a good account of themselves at all. Chris Wade says they're the German Man United. No fans, no motivation, says Richard. Yeah, but it's not at Schalke's ground. It's at Dortmund. Like, if anything, it's an opportunity for them because this Dortmund game in front of their normal crowd would have been a lot harder, the atmosphere. So they've just, to me, as somebody who's played football, and I'm sure many of you have played it as well. To me, the obvious issue here is there's a depth of there's an issue in relation to fitness levels. Yeah. But what does it mean? Well, it means it's 4-0, but what does it actually mean in relation to the wider picture of the Bundesliga? Because goal difference for Bayern Munich is 47 and it's 39 for Dortmund. So even with these goals, they're still massively behind Bayern Munich in relation to goal difference. Common You Pies says it's not fitness, it's just bad keeping. Well, no, I think Dortmund have been a lot quicker. Creed says the German government are stupid for rushing it back. And who do you want to win this league, Mark? Says Jacob. I just don't want Bayern Munich to win it. Because I think Bayern Munich have won it too many times. And so I'd love Mönchengladbach or Dortmund or Leipzig or Leverkusen to win it. I think Bayern Munich will win it. Dortmund are playing Bayern Munich in a couple of weeks. That'll be a very, very big game. But I don't think that I don't necessarily think that the German government have rushed it back. Their infection rate and their cases are a lot lower than Italy or Spain or the UK certainly. So, and we've seen no difference in the way that football's been played, have we? You know. Double substitution for Freiburg. 23 minutes to go. Be a big win for them if they get it. They're parking the bus, says Justin midfield. OP Dragon says 4-0. You got spanked. I don't think we're going to see Sancho. Why would you risk him? Exactly. Why would you bring Jadon Sancho on in a game like this where you don't need to risk him? Exactly. Why do it? Why bother? Why bother? I'm just going to be really vain here. I'm going to look at myself on YouTube, just to not because I'm vain really. It's more about I just want to see what the lighting is like. Yep. Mohammed says Schalke are playing like Norwich. I'm starving. I'm bloody starving. You know when you've had... Look, I can't condone it. I was naughty last night. I had 4 cans of beer. It feels like I've had 8. And I'm just hungry now. I've got that... I don't want to call it the munchies because that's when you do something else. But I think with drink you do get it as well. I just love I'd like a curry. Go and make my curry. Goldbridge makes curry. But I would like a curry. I would like a Chinese. I wouldn't want fish and chips, too stodgy. A full cooked English breakfast, that would do as well. I feel like this is what we're going to do to Spurs, says Ash G. Well, I think that... I know I shouldn't feel like this after 4 cans. I don't know why I did. I don't know. I feel like I've had 8. But I think this is an eye-opener for the Premier League and for Premier League fans that fitness levels are going to have a massive problem. If one team's more fitter than the other, then you could see results like this. I mean, 4-0 is a bit of a thrashing. No, I think before the lockdown, if you'd have said Dortmund will beat Schalke 4-0, you'd have been like, wow, that's a good result. Do you think Haaland could win the Golden Shoe? And what happens to it if league gets cancelled, says Kelt Husland? Well, look, any stat gets cancelled. So Bruno Fernandes, debut goals, Wan-Bissaka's debut season, we remember it, but it won't officially have ever happened. You won't keep your stats for avoided season. So that's why we won't see avoided season as well. But yeah, the takeaway for me, I'd love a takeaway. The takeaway for me is that if you want to do well when you come back, then definitely get your fitness levels up, because I think there will be advantages to be had. Thoughts on Sane to Bayern, says Football Legend? I think it will happen. I think they want it to happen, and I think it will happen. Goal, says young Donny. I don't know what game he's watching. There is a quiz tonight, James Lynham, 8 o'clock on the United Stand. FIFA's at 6:30 tonight. I've said it so many times, but I think we've got people coming in and out of the stream. So 6:30 on this channel tonight. FIFA, career mode, second leg, Champions League quarter-final against Man City. My obsession, I've got to win. And then 8 o'clock United Stand quiz. We're getting really close to 150,000 subscribers on this channel. Thanks for all your support during the lockdown, watching the FIFA streams, coming back for the first watch along today. Please subscribe, bottom right hand corner. We're nearly at 148,500. We're only 80 away from that, so that would be great to hit that on the road to 150k, which would be fantastic. Bottom right hand corner to subscribe. Thanks everyone. I hope you've enjoyed. The MVP subscribed and he wants a shout out. Well, there you go. I saw that. And what are your thoughts? What are your thoughts? We've still got. Hopefully, we'll still see. Well, I don't know. Do we want Leipzig to get an equaliser? Do we want them to lose to Freiburg? I think in the context of the title, I would like them to win, really. But what's your thoughts? Do you feel a little bit cheap now? Do you feel a little bit dirty? Do you feel happy? How do you feel? We've all been excited about this football coming back. We've now watched it. How do you feel? Do you feel it's the big thing you wanted back? Can you live your life without football? Another great save by the keeper there. What a chance that was. Well, it wasn't a great chance, but it was a chance, and he's made a great save with his foot there. It was from Timo Werner as well. Nice ball slipped through to him, and keeper make the save with the foot. Some people saying it's boring, some people saying it's great. It's a good thing, says Mr. Boba. Boring, says Rayan. Feels good, but it makes me miss watching United even more, says Reynard. Without fans, it's nothing, says Creed. I disagree. I think for me, I tell you what, it's not going to be Leipzig's day. How has he not scored there? Poulsen, that's a great chance in the box. He's actually in the box here, shooting dead central. He's got to finish that. I think it's a FIFA penalty though. He's right. He's gone and got the foul afterwards, but that's only on FIFA, mate. Should have scored. My feeling about it is I'm happy that football's back. I think that the teams will get better the more games they play. You're asking them to go and play competitive football with no pre-season games after a 2-month layoff. So I think the standard of football will get better and better the more games they play. As for not having any fans, I mean, to me, it's not massive. It is massive and it's not massive, if you know what I mean. It is massive, but I would rather have this than no football. I don't think it's a big enough reason to stop playing football just because you can't have fans in the ground. We'll get back to that, and it'll be great when we've got that. But football without fans is very difficult, but I think I would rather have this than nothing. I mean, to have some competitive sport, it's amazing, because I'm fed up of watching reruns. I mean, I don't get... where is Jadon Sancho? Sorry, says Forever PVM. He's on the bench. He's got a bit of a calf strain, so I don't think they'll be risking him today. But I don't get why we're meant to be getting excited because ITV are running the Euro 96 games over the next month. I mean, I don't want to ruin it for anybody, but we get knocked out by Germany. Gaza scores a great goal against Scotland. Just go on YouTube and watch the goal. Over a minute. You don't need to watch the 90-minute game back. I mean, I don't get that obsession. I've watched some United games at the start of lockdown, like the 99 final and a few, and to be honest, they're watchable, but they're not exciting. And this is way better. To have something that's competitive and you don't know what the result's going to be, it's way better than watching bloody England in the Euros. So I would rather have this back every day of the week. And I want the fans back, but if somebody said to me, we're not having fans back in football till summer 2021, but you can have football without the fans for a year, I'll take football without the fans for a year. Yeah, as long as fans come back. Are there 5 subs, says Louis Smith? I think there is, but they don't seem to have gone down that route yet. So, I mean, I suppose it's the first game back, isn't it? It's 2-0 to Freiburg, apparently. It's not. Oh, no, Freiburg... Yeah. No, it's not 2-0 to Freiburg. What are you on about? Hertha Berlin are beating Hoffenheim 3-0, apparently. I haven't checked any of the other scores for a moment, so let's have a quick look. They are. Hertha Berlin are 3-0 up against Hoffenheim with goals from Agbogumuma, Ibizvech and Dakuna. Thanks for those 3 goal scorers that I couldn't pronounce, but there you go. It is 3-0. 1-1 Augsburg and Wolfsburg. And Augsburg and Wolfsburg. Freiburg are still 1-0 up against Dortmund, against Leipzig or Leipzig. How do you say it then? Come on, let's come on down. Tell me. There's a goal for Leipzig as well, or Leipzig. How do you tell it? Equaliser. It's been coming. It's been absolutely coming for them. And Safe says, "Stop talking about food. I'm fasting." Well, so am I. I mean, I'm not fasting, but I'm hungry and I can't eat while I'm streaming. Goldbridge, is there a quiz tonight, my guys? Says Jake Kurt. Yes, 8 o'clock tonight. There is a quiz. No, Sancho's not coming on. Oh, sorry. There has been a goal in the Leipzig game. Sorry, it was Poulsen. Poulsen scored it. Very good header. I mean, he just missed a very good chance just before that. Cross came in, gets up very, very well. And I think with 10 minutes to go, hopefully they'll find a winner now. What's the name of that lad who put the cross in for them? He's the player I quite like for them. Scored against Tottenham. Lovely header. I mean, that's we've seen some good goals. We've seen some good goals today. That's a really good header from Poulsen. And a lovely cross in as well. Campy. Sabitzer. It's not Campy, it's Sabitzer. I knew if someone said the name, I'd know what player I'm on about. Sabitzer puts the cross in and Poulsen gets his head on it. Only get rid of one. Jones, Pereira, Lingard. Who's off, says James Murphy. Jones ain't never going to get picked, so I wouldn't say Jones. I'd get rid of Pereira or Lingard. Sancho's coming on. It's Sancho time. He is going to get a bit of time. He looks a bit heavy, Sancho, doesn't he? He looks like he's carrying a bit of weight. I thought that the other day. I don't know whether it's because he's got a beard and a beard can make you look a little bit scruffy. Jordan Such, if I knew we were going to have a vaccine by the end of the year, I would be able to cope with no football till the end of the year. But if we ain't going to have a vaccine for another 18 months, that would be difficult, says Jordan Such. Hazard's going to come off here and Sancho's going to come on. No, I'm not saying no. I'm just saying he looks a little bit like he's got a little bit of weight to lose. He doesn't look like Lukaku did at United. He's just it's about fitness, isn't it? So Sancho's going to play on the left, says RSK, the player. I always say Leipzig. What do I say? Leipzig. Leipzig. All right. Thanks for subscribing, Alex Langhorn. Please subscribe if you're new. Bottom right-hand corner. I'm attempting to cut my hair at home tomorrow. Yeah. Yeah, it needs doing. I hate it around the back. It's getting all long. I like it short at the back and sides. I don't know. I know what to do at the sides. I can do that myself. I've got the clippers. You just basically do a C movement like that. But the stuff on the top, I ain't got a clue. I don't know how you do it. I'm going to have to find a YouTube video. Any clues on the next Cooking with Goldbridge, says James Murphy? Well, people who've been watching all show know. Let him know in the live comments. So 10 minutes to go. And Freiburg are hanging on against Leipzig. I think there will be a good chance for Leipzig to win this game. Dortmund 4-0, but Sancho's come on for the last 10. I'm not doing a pineapple pizza, but I am doing pizza. Hey Mark, I hope you and your family are well. Keep up the work during these tough times, says Archie Ralph. Thanks, pal. Grow out the top, Mark, says Charlie. The thing is, if I grow out the top, it's got a lot of weight on it. It needs a bit of weight off. If you're going to grow your hair out on the top, you need to take some weight out, and I don't know how. Go Colts is ordering a pizza tonight. What shall I order? Ham and pineapple. Ham and pineapple, tuna pizza with sweet corn. That's quite nice. But I'm a big fan of like meat feast, nice chicken, barbecue chicken. For the next cooking video, do chicken curry, says Alex Mark. I've just done a curry. I'm not doing another curry. It's not Goldbridge cooks curry every week. I'm not cutting all my hair off. I think people who cut their hair off to get bloody Patreon and subscribers and stuff like that are prats, to be honest. Mark, when do you do the cooking videos? Add a dessert as well. Make a lovely Victoria sponge. Oh, I see Zed Jamie's talking good stuff there. I do like a good Victoria sponge. I've enjoyed this. I hope you've enjoyed it. Make sure that you subscribe if you're new. And I have enjoyed it. It's nice to have football back. And look, the Bundesliga, I think for me, if Serie A comes back, I'll probably watch Serie A ahead of the Bundesliga. But in the absence of anything, it's good. Pasta bake. I'm good at a pasta bake, Alvin, but it'll take me about a minute to do. We've not really seen Sancho on the ball yet. Hakimi. Oh, I don't know how Haaland didn't put that in a few seconds ago. Cross came in from Hakimi, and I thought he was just going to stretch for it, and for some reason he decided not to. It was probably out of reach. But it could have been another tap-in for him, really. Out of reach. Chicken and mushroom pot noodle, says Cons. Sancho looks strong, says Mohammed. I think he's just got to trim down a little bit, hasn't he? You know, get Matt sharp. Schalke will feel tired tonight. You can tell that their fitness levels are just not there. Matundo's hardly got into the game at all. If we get Sancho, cut your hair, says Jonathan Gambrell. I think Freiburg are going to hold out here. Be a big, big point for them, and 2 big points dropped for Leipzig. James Murphy, that's a terrible attempt. I almost want to read it out to tell everybody what you tried to get me to do. So, James Murphy said, can you shout out my girlfriend, Dixie, first name, Normus, second name? So, I meant to say, yeah, that's not a good one. I don't really understand Leipzig's rise to the top, C. Dunker. And Safe says, what should he break his fast with today at 9 o'clock? I always think a good breaker when you're hungry is get some naan bread, curries, mushroom bhaji, rice, lots of things you can just dip into and just devour. Mr. Bobo says, forget the crowd and you enjoy it. I saw, maybe some people haven't had this. I saw United play just before the lockdown in Austria. And first 10 minutes I was like, I hate this. I bloody hate this. And then I just watched the football, and that I can, you know, I've got 2 screens here at the moment, and yeah, I can see in the background there's no fans, but I'm focused on the football. So I love football. I grew up watching football, playing football. This is the longest I can remember not having football, so I'm happy to have it back. And I think as long as over the next few weeks, other countries come back, we build towards the Premier League coming back. Look, it's not the same. I think to me, it's a bit like, I'm trying to think of something that everybody would watch. I'm not saying Star Wars because it's shit. I was going to say it's a bit like Star Wars without Han Solo in it, but it's shit. But no, it's a bit like a Sunday roast dinner, a chicken roast and Sunday dinner, isn't it? And you haven't got any stuffing. I'm still going to enjoy it, but the stuffing takes it up a level. Football without the fans isn't as good. It's like 10 out of 10. When you've got football and the fans, it's like 10 out of 10. Without the fans, it's probably 5 or 6. But without football, it's 0. I'll take 5 or 6 out of 10 rather than 0. I want fans back for 10, but in the meantime, I'd rather have it. How did the poker go last night, Kyle? Oh, mate, I'll tell you what. I just quit after an hour and 45 minutes because when we started playing, there were 60 players across 10 tables. And then I'm playing, doing all right. And after an hour and a half, I was seeing what position I was in. And there were 65 players. So they were adding people in. And I'm like, I ain't playing poker for 5 hours. Like, no way. So I went all in on a hand I shouldn't have gone all in on. And I got out. I'm like, I'm not playing it for hours. You know, I like playing poker, but I don't want to play for hours and hours and hours if they're just going to keep letting people enter. Matundo is flameless, says T2. Do I think that Haaland's style will suit the Premier League, says Harish Rajan? Yes. I think he'll suit anywhere. I think he's a fantastic player. Lynx wants a wave. Hello. So, Dortmund are going to comfortably get their 3 points. And Jive Josh says, what about all day breakfast, roast or Chinese? What should I have for tea, actually? I don't know. Well, give me some ideas. Haaland's release clause doesn't kick in until next summer, apparently. FIFA tournament starts next Friday. It was going to be this Friday, but they've put it back a week, so it starts next Friday. So you can still enter it if you want. Tell you what, the biggest meal I miss, and you know, just the biggest meal I missed was the last meal I had in a pub before lockdown. It was the week before lockdown. We went out for a meal, and I had this burger, and it was absolutely gorgeous. I can't remember what burger it was. It was absolutely. I think it was a burger with chili in it, like a chili con carne on top. So it was a burger with chili con carne, cheese, avocado. It was absolutely lovely, and the chips were twice cooked as well. Oh, it was brilliant. But I don't know whether it's just because it was my last restaurant meal out. Love the watch-along, Mark. Hello from sunny Spain. Have a pint on me when lockdown is raised. Thanks for the super chat, Smurf Arts. Thanks for everyone who's given us a super chat today. Really appreciate that. Subscribe if you're new, bottom right-hand corner as well. Mönchengladbach, I think, kick off at 4:30. I'm not doing a watch-along for that. Might do Bayern Munich tomorrow. Might do Leverkusen on Monday. But we are doing FIFA career mode at 6:30. It's the second leg, Man City against United against Man City. Second leg at the Etihad quarter-final, 1-1 from the first one. Got to win. No Bruno, got the red card, didn't he? Stupidity on my part, but a big game. That will be on this channel. I'll set the stream up as soon as this is over. And then quiz night on the United stand, 8 o'clock. Looking forward to that as well. Buy-ins tomorrow. 100%. Yeah. Apparently Gladbach have got cut-out fans. I might give a watch of that then. No, I'm not doing a watch though. I'll just keep an eye on it. Wolfsburg have got a goal in the 90th minute, says Sam Linton. I don't know. It's going to be bad points dropped for Leipzig here. Leipzig, sorry, I've done it again. Not really seen much of Sancho, have we, in the 10 minutes that he's been on? But as I said, I don't think that's a bad thing. I don't think that's a bad thing from a United point of view. We want to sign him anyway, so you know, if he's not playing and he's not performing, does that really matter? And he's got to get his fitness up, hasn't he? as I said, as somebody who's seen quite a lot of Sancho over the last year, he looks like he's carrying. Just doesn't look. He doesn't look fit, and I think a lot of players will be like that. Four minutes added on in the Leipzig game, and there's probably about 2 minutes to go. The Dortmund game's over, sorry, yeah. It's full time in that one. 4-0 win for them, which is good. It's a good result for Dortmund, of course. Keeps them in the hunt for the title, which is what we want them to be. They've got to play Bayern Munich in a couple of weeks, which if they win, they'd close the gap at the top to 1 point. Welcome to Lace, latest member within the That's Football Members Club. Thanks for everybody who has joined and subscribed today. We've got some clever dick in the live comments called Justin who says, but I thought you said you don't watch the Bundesliga. Oh, melt my face. I don't even know what that means. I don't even know what that comment is meant to mean. Like, we're watching the Bundesliga because there's nothing else to watch. I don't get that. I don't get some. I mean, some people just live in their own head, which is probably the best place to live. But I don't know what you're on about, mate. We all said at the start, none of us have really been watching the Bundesliga, but we're getting into it because there's nothing else to watch. There's no shame in that. James Murphy, if we keep Pogba and buy Grealish, could we play a midfield three with Pogba holding and then Bruno and Jack attacking? No, Pogba's not a holding midfielder. He can play the role, but he's not a holding midfielder. Oh, there's a late goal here for Freiburg. I'm sorry, I'm chatting about something else, but I think people are saying there's a few talks of offside. Oh my life! This is a real turn up for the books. This is sort of what happens to me for FIFA. It might be offside, but I don't think it's going to get given. Do they not have VAR in Germany? Because when the free kick comes in, there's definitely two players offside. But are they technically? Are they interfering with play? There is VAR. Referee's a bit fat, so someone in the live comments. VAR's looking at it. They have got VAR then. I've not seen a good enough replay of this. It's one of those where the free kick comes in and across the line, two of them look off, but it's the person on the back post who heads it back across. I don't think he's off. No goal, it is offside. It's a bit of a shame for Freiburg. It would have been a real smash and grab. I mean, it's one of those as well that's just so... Offside. Given offside. They didn't really show us very good replays on that either. So it stays at 1-1. I don't think Leipzig deserve to lose, really. But I don't think they're going to get a win. Very, 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 very... I mean, to be honest, the VAR, I think it should have been given. It was so tight. I couldn't even see what body part was offside. It looked like it was his hand, but I don't think your hand can be offside because you can't use your hand. So I don't know what it was. Leipzig just had a good chance there. He's played crap. Absolutely crap. Yeah, Sancho's put a few pounds on, says Jason Mills. It can't be his hand that's offside. It's got to be a part of the body that you can use. Yeah, it can't be. Lookman, that's it. Lookman. How many chances has Lookman missed today? He's crap. Is he on loan from Everton? Well, that's full time. Thanks everyone for tuning in. Links in the video description if you want to subscribe. It's not actually. I don't know why I said that. Bottom right hand corner to subscribe. We'll be back at 6:30 with Saturday Night FIFA. It's the second leg. Man City United 1-1 from the first leg. They've got the away goal. I've got to go there and score. I'll be live at 6:30 with that. I'll speak to you in a bit. Thanks everyone for watching. We've had our football back. And look, it wasn't amazing, but it was better than not having football. I think it's going to be a steady few steps back into it. But I'm glad it's back. Thanks for watching. Speak to you soon.